What's going on, guys? It's Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today I am finally able to do the review on this bad boy. This is the Strider knife SMF. Oh, I love this thing. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. Woo, today is exciting. All right, first things first, guys, I haven't been posted for the last week or so stay with me. Had some health issues with my mom that I've been trying to deal with, so I haven't been posting, but I'm getting right back into it. Definitely stay tuned. First thing I want to do is also, if you haven't seen my raffle video, go check that out. I'll have a link down in the description. We are raising money for a fellow YouTuber who is a great man. We have got so many people who have donated so many great things. We're talking about some really nice stuff and some really nice knives. So if you're interested in entering that raffle to win some pretty cool stuff, click the link, the raffle video in the description, and go check that out. Share it with your friends because we're trying to raise as much money as possible for our good buddy Rodney over at Gary Court EDC. So, that being said, let's get into this. Spyderco. Pfft. I have that in my head because you'll see here in a minute why I said that. But Strider Knives SMF, that's what this is. This is a knife that I had lusted after for quite a while. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I wanted the Holy Trinity, which was Chris Reeve, Mick Strider, and Rick Hinderer. And I was able to do that. I have the large Nkosi, I have the Hinderer XM18 3.5 inch, and then the SMF from Strider. So very glad I will be doing a comparison of all of those knives. These are three excellent American-made manufacturers, and it's just, you know, everybody, if you have the means, needs to at least check them out. This one, kind of a backstory. I ended up I wanted a Strider so bad I couldn't stand it, and I ended up purchasing the ProTech Strider SNG. I got this knife in hand, and I was like, holy moly, the ergos are like they're made for me. We'll bring this knife out in a minute, but I purchased this one first, held it in hand, and was like, oh, this is like it's made for me. Didn't think it was gonna. I really didn't. If you look at this knife, at first glance, it doesn't, I mean, it really, to me, didn't look like it was going to be a comfortable knife. It's kind of awkward looking, you know, and I get it. Some people say that. Of course, now I've fallen in love with it, so now I don't see that at all. But I did at first. But holy moly. So the S&G, we'll do some size comparisons in a minute, is a smaller version. This one is the SMF. It is the bigger brother. And let me tell you, I'm a huge fan, finding out, getting a bunch of these knives, and I'm a huge fan of a finger choil. This one has it. The ergonomics with this fat butt back here and the way my hand fits in it with the finger choil is the absolute most comfortable thing ever for me. It's not going to be the same for everybody, but it is for me right here. And I like the fact that I can choke back up on this knife, feel like I've got a good grip to chop. I can do the regular grip, not choked back, and just feel like I can just bear down on this thing and do whatever kind of work I want. And then the option to choke up, get right behind the blade, and do what I need to do. Absolutely, for my hands, almost perfection. I can't get over it. It was very, very mind-opening on this particular knife, why I really like these ergos.
What the hell did you just say?
I just didn't think I would. Now, it's not just the ergos that I love about this thing. This one is a Strider knife, SMF, but it is an older Strider. The new ones will have an M before the Strider. This one was produced back when they had the production shop. If you want to look up about that kind of stuff, you can. But basically, it's Mick Strider Customs, I believe now, that he still does make production knives, and they're done in batches. They do release batches a lot, you know, but they're still kind of hard to get because they sell out so fast. I reached out before I purchased this on the secondary market to Strider and asked them about when the next batch of SMFs, I can't talk tonight, we're going to drop. It was going to be like 90 days. I am so not a patient person when I want something. Don't be like me, kids. But so I went to the secondary market, still having a hard time finding what I wanted. I wanted this style of knife. This is the drop / spear point, depending on who you talk to. G10 and flamed titanium on the backside. I wanted this. The only thing that I wanted that this knife doesn't have is I really wanted the CPM 20CV. I could not find one that had everything I wanted as far as the scales, the flame titanium. I found some aluminum ones in 20CV. I didn't want that. This one is in S35VN. See if we can get this to focus. And then there's the Strider logo. So I settled with this one, and I'm very glad that I did. I'm totally fine with S35VN. I think it's a good steel. It's just my preference is 20CV, but I could not wait. I saw this knife. I was a little bit, golly, what the hell's wrong with me today? I'm sorry, I haven't got much sleep. I bought it off secondary market. Wonderful gentleman who sent this to me. He wasn't jacking up the price. I overpaid, obviously, because these knives, brand new, were like $450, $425, and I did pay more than that. But he wasn't ridiculous like some of the other sellers that I saw that was just jacking the price up like crazy, just because they're very hard to find. So that's the anatomy of the knife. We already know that the ergos are good. The jimping is far away, and I don't usually like that. I like the tighter jimping, but this is not sharp. It's got enough grip to where, boy, it locks me in, but it's not sharp. I can rub my finger across that, and I can feel that it's there, but it's not cutting me or anything like that. So the jimping is fine there. The jimping on this back side where the G10 and the titanium go, now that's a little bit sharper. I don't find that using this knife it really hurts or anything. It's just a little bit sharp, something to keep in mind. And then of course this knife is absolutely wonderful in the reverse grip. Do I ever use the reverse grip? No, but the way this knife fits in the hand has the jimping right here, which is basically for the reverse grip, where you can get some stabbing done if you want to stab into a car door or whatever, which you probably could with this knife. Is very well built. Getting into that, this thing, Strider makes tough, overbuilt knives, just like Rick Hendrer, and so, Chris Reeve knives are hardworking knives. I don't know if I would call them overbuilt, like beefy knives like this, and the Hendrer XM18. But this one does have the blade stops. These are external blade stops. It is not a thumb deployed method, but you can use it. And I will be honest that this is actually easier to flip than my Hendrer. I don't have my Hendrer right now because it's still loaned to my buddy, the Knife Whisperer. He put it in the mail, and I'm expecting that in the mail, and he sent me a knife, and I'm excited about checking that out. And then the reason I'm doing this one right now is because I'm going to send him this because he's been wanting to check out a Strider, and I was like, crap, I've been so busy I haven't done my review, so I got to get this out. But it's actually really easy to use the blade stops to deploy the knife. Now, do I use it? No. I usually will do the Spidey flick because that is my favorite way to deploy a knife. As Jake from Bearded Gear would say, holes are greater than studs. And he would be absolutely correct. I love that he came up with that. I'm still mad at myself for not coming up with that because he's a genius. Jake is a genius anyway. I just absolutely fell in love with this knife. This is possibly my favorite knife. Now, you guys know that I like bigger knives. This is a bigger knife. Well, like I said, here it is against the Spyderco gum. This is the ProTech Strider SMG, and as you can tell, it is a lot smaller than the SMF. SMF stands for Strider Military Fighting Knife? Strider Military Fighter, I think. Dadgum, now I can't remember. But anyway, it was actually designed for a military special operations group to carry them when they are deployed. And holy crap, does that fit this knife perfectly. Hard use, still, tactical to be able to use in a defensive situation. But I mean, you could use this knife for anything, save your life in a situation, one of those things. But as you can see, a lot smaller than the SMG. And then, of course, the reason I said Spyderco earlier is because I have my Spyderco Shaman that I got some really cool handmade scales from that give it the Strider Ergonomics. And so obviously these three knives fit my hand like a dream. The Spyderco Shaman is definitely an ergonomic wonderland for most people. I put these on there and love it. So as you can see, there's the Spyderco Shaman. It's a little bit different, but I mean, it's kind of around the same size as the S&G. Another comparison, I've got my other big overbuilt knife that I do love to carry is the Medford 187 drop point. This one is a DLT exclusive, and this one is absolutely one of my favorite knives as well. This one has CPM 3V steel, which is a very tough steel, so this is like an outdoorsy knife for me. I know it's heavy, guys, I get it. I'm just not one of those guys who count weights. I just like big overbuilt stuff. But I would carry this knife if I had to choose. God, would be hard, but if I had to choose, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to do a comparison on these things. I do love both of them. They're very similar. American-made titanium frame locks. Oh, man. That's going to be a good comparison. So, teaser, which you probably know kind of where I land, but not on everything. So, definitely two of my favorite knives. Both of them has the whole deployment. Just excellent materials. I mean, I get it. You can buy titanium frame locks for a lot cheaper than what you can buy those two knives for, but holy crap, you cannot beat the attention to detail, the fit and finish. It's just wonderful. Here it is against another bigger knife that I have, the 8015. It definitely is bigger than the 8015. Definitely another good, beefy, overbuilt knife that you can do some hard work with. This one does have a really nice, I love their stonewash. See, I don't know if you pick up in the camera. The stonewashing on this thing is absolutely wonderful. This one does have a secondary edge. The person that I bought it from has a wicked edge system, and so he put a wicked edge on this, and yep, it's sharp. definitely sharp. How is the action? Well, the action is absolutely superb and smooth. It is not a drop shutty action. This is running on phosphor bronze washers, so it is a smooth operator. It is just not a drop shutty knife, and I am okay with that because this one is a work knife. I don't want bearings in a work knife. Just my personal preference. A lot of people use them. They work fine. Take them apart, clean them, whatever. This was going to be a little less maintenance because of that, and so yeah, this knife is one that I would grab for all those really heavy-duty tasks. Very simply, well built. Take a look at the flame titanium on the back. I dig that. I mean, I really do. It's freaking awesome. The pocket clip is a little bit less to be desired. It does have the over travel stop right here, which is a Rick Hinderer invention, but it does use that. It does not have a steel lock bar insert or anything like that. It is titanium. I have not had nothing as far as lock stick. No lock stick on this guy. The deployment and the unlocking of this knife is so smooth. I mean, I know some people have, and when they're new, they probably do. This one's a used one, and so it was really broke in whenever I got it. I'm assuming that they probably don't come like that because they're not designed to. There's a lot of knives that you have to break in. This is one of them, but I didn't have to go through that process. It just came to me just freaking awesome. I can play with this all day long. Does have a proprietary pivot, which it's kind of proprietary. I mean, you could get tools to take this apart. So they do have an awesome warranty. The hardware is overbuilt, just wonderful, big, beefy hardware. Some people don't like on this particular model that the hardware sticks up. Just a little bit proud of the G10 scale here. I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me. I can't feel it or anything like that. Would I like it to be recessed? I don't know. I don't know if I would like it more than when I like this now. I really don't. It's just one of those things. Getting to the pocket clip, this thing sticks out about that much in your pocket. It's going to turn a lot of people off. It is the same way on the Strider SNG. This is an actual Strider pocket clip made by Strider, sent to ProTech to put together. So you can tell it's the exact same pocket clip. Definitely not deep carry, but it's not designed to be deep carry. This knife was made for military operations, so you can get it out of your pocket, deploy it when you need it, and use it. So you guys know me, if you have watched my channel, you know I don't have to have a deep carry pocket clip. Deep carry pocket clips are awesome, especially for certain type of knives. You can't knock this knife for not having it because it wasn't designed that way. So that's just my thing. The over travel stops on this one is different than the new ones. The new ones actually look a little bit better. These are double heat treated stainless steel that are just gonna last forever. And then of course they are a blade stop that lands on the G10 and the titanium. I love the way this thing sounds when it locks up. Oh, it just sounds so awesome. I just can't get over how much I love this knife. It has found its way into my pocket quite a bit since I've gotten it. But like I said, you know, I have a lot of knives that I'm trying to get to right now. I've got some loaners that I need to try to get to, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, guys, this is an awesome knife. If you want one, you can get it. You just have to be patient. They make this thing in so many different configurations. You can buy customs, which are, whoo, boy, are they expensive, but man, are they nice. You can get a Tonto blade. You can get you can get all kinds of stuff. This is a flat grind. You can get a hollow grind. You can get a nightmare grind. You know, all kinds of different configurations as far as titanium, G10, I mean, just a lot of stuff. You just have to be able to find it. You can't just go to Blade HQ right now and buy them. You just can't do it. That's the only thing that makes this knife kind of bummed. Because if you want one, you can get one, but you might have to pay a little bit more on the secondary market or just wait. One thing I didn't mention, just because it doesn't bother me, but I know it's probably going to bother some people. Okay, so 9-inch knife, right? So 9-inch knife, it's got like a 3.9-inch blade, so nearly 4 inches, but the cutting edge is like 3 1/4. And that's because of the finger choil and the sharpening choil. That, a lot of people don't like it, and I get it, but I don't. I don't mind it at all. I would rather have the big finger choil and a sharpening choil because I like sharpening my knives, and sacrifice a little bit of blade length. There is a ton of people, probably most people are not like me. So, but there's a lot of knives that are like that. It's just one of those things that I have found that I prefer. Not everybody's on board. That's fine. I'm telling you, fit and finish, no sharp edges other than the jimping right up here. Just an absolutely, you can just feel the quality when you put one of these in hand. It is amazing. So guys, this is about it. I love this knife. If you're looking to buy one, I would. This knife is going to be going over to the Knife Whisperer. Hopefully I can get it out this week, if not next week. So check out his channel, and stay tuned to that so you can see his thoughts on this knife. He does a really good job. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you stopping by. Stay safe in this crazy world that we're living in, and we will see you in the next one.